The massive screen in Earth Defense Command's main control room lit up with dozens of red dots, each representing an object larger than a city, moving in perfect formation toward the solar system. Admiral James Thompson stood with his hands clasped behind his back, his weathered face illuminated by the glow of the emergency displays. "How many?" he asked, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "Over 300 vessels, sir," replied Captain Mark White from his station. "They're maintaining tight formation and showing no signs of deviation. Speed suggests advanced propulsion we've never seen before." The control room buzzed with activity as operators worked at their stations, monitoring the approaching fleet. Earth Defense Command's underground facility, buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, had been built for exactly this scenario: humanity's first contact with an advanced alien civilization. But no one had expected it to be such an overwhelming show of force. Thompson walked to the main display, studying the fleet's approach vector. 20 years of preparing for this moment. And still, his heart raced. He knew what lurked beneath the ice in Antarctica, what humanity had kept hidden all these years, but the sight of such a massive alien force still sent chills down his spine. "Have they responded to any of our greeting messages?" Thompson asked, turning to Communications Officer Lisa Reed. "No, sir," she responded, adjusting her headset. "We've tried all standard frequencies and protocols. They're receiving our signals. We can detect the bounce back, but they're choosing not to respond." Thompson nodded slowly. It was exactly what they had expected from their simulations. Any civilization advanced enough to field such a fleet would have noticed Earth's radio signals and television broadcasts. Their silence wasn't due to communication difficulties. It was a deliberate choice. "Begin emergency protocol Delta 7, Thompson ordered. "But keep it quiet. We don't want to cause panic." Around the world, hidden facilities began powering up. Military bases went on high alert under the cover of routine exercises. Deep space monitoring stations tracked every movement of the alien fleet, feeding data back to Earth Defense Command. "Sir," Captain White called out, his voice tense, "the fleet has accelerated. They'll reach lunar orbit in 6 hours at current speed." Thompson pressed a button on his command console. "Get me the Security Council. All members, maximum encryption." Within minutes, the faces of world leaders appeared on separate screens around him. They had all been briefed on this possibility, had all seen the simulations and preparations. Now it was real. "Ladies and gentlemen," Thompson began, "first contact protocol is now in effect. The approaching fleet matches our worst-case scenarios. Military formation, no response to peaceful communication. Direct approach vector to Earth." The Russian president leaned forward. "Have you activated the Antarctica facilities?" "Not yet," Thompson replied. "We're keeping our cards close to our chest. For now, I recommend we proceed with civilian defense preparations under the cover of a solar storm warning. Military forces should mobilize under standard exercise protocols." The Chinese premier nodded. "Agreed. We cannot show our hand too early. If they are hostile, let them think us primitive until the last moment." As the leaders discussed strategy, Thompson watched the red dots move closer on the main display. Humanity had hoped first contact would be peaceful, but they had prepared for war. The bunkers were ready. The weapons were primed. 20 years of reverse engineering the Antarctic discovery had given Earth teeth, even if their visitors didn't know it yet. 6 hours, Thompson thought to himself. 6 hours until we know if humanity faces its greatest challenge or its greatest opportunity. The red dots continued their advance, unaware that their silence had already told Earth everything it needed to know. Humanity would not be caught unprepared. Not this time. In the depths of space, the alien fleet approached, their massive ships gleaming in the distant sunlight. They had conquered dozens of worlds, all of them falling easily before their might. Earth was just another primitive planet to add to their collection. They had no idea what waited for them. The alien fleet hung in lunar orbit, their massive ships casting long shadows across the moon's surface. In Earth Defense Command, Admiral Thompson watched as the first real communication from the aliens finally arrived. The main screen flickered, revealing a tall figure with gray-blue skin and multiple eyes. The alien commander wore what looked like ceremonial armor, decorated with symbols of past victories. Primitive world. The alien spoke in perfect English, its voice deep and filled with contempt. "I am High Commander of the Dominion Fleet. Your world has been chosen to join our empire. Surrender now, and we will be merciful." Thompson stood straight, his military uniform crisp and neat. Behind him, the control room staff worked silently, recording everything. He had practiced this moment countless times, but now it was real. "This is Admiral James Thompson of Earth Defense Command," he responded calmly. "We have no interest in joining your empire. Leave our solar system immediately." Laughter echoed through the speakers, a harsh, grinding sound. The alien commander's multiple eyes blinked in sequence. "You do not seem to understand your situation, human. Our smallest ship could level your largest city. We have conquered worlds far more advanced than yours." Thompson's face remained neutral. "Then let me be perfectly clear. This is not a negotiation. This is a warning. Leave now or face destruction." The alien's laughter stopped. Its expression changed to something like anger mixed with amusement. "You dare threaten the Dominion? Our scans show your primitive weapons. You have barely reached your own moon. You have no orbital defenses, no energy shields, no faster-than-light technology. Your scans show what we want them to show," Thompson replied. "This is your final warning. You have 1 Earth hour to begin retreat." The alien commander leaned forward, filling the screen. "Perhaps a demonstration is needed. Watch and learn the price of defiance." The communication cut off. Moments later, alarms blared through the command center. "Sir," Captain White called out, "they're charging weapons. Target appears to be our moon base Alpha." Thompson pressed a button on his console. "All stations, maintain stealth protocols. Do not power up defense systems yet. Let them make their move." The alien fleet's largest ship fired a brilliant beam of energy at the moon. The blast hit the lunar surface, creating a massive explosion visible from Earth. When the dust cleared, a crater 2 miles wide had replaced the secret base. The alien commander's face appeared again on screen. "That facility held 300 of your people. Their deaths are on your hands. Surrender now, or we will target your cities next." Thompson's jaw tightened. He had known this was coming. The base had been evacuated hours ago. Its personnel moved to the real facilities hidden beneath the lunar surface. "You just made your choice," Thompson said quietly. He opened a secure channel to all Earth defense stations. "Initialize Project Prometheus. Authorization code, Thermopylae." The alien commander's smug expression faltered slightly. "Your codes and project names mean nothing. You have no weapons that can harm us. Our shields. We don't need to harm your ships." Thompson interrupted. "Tell me, Commander, how much do you know about gravity?" Before the alien could respond, Captain White announced, "Sir, all Prometheus stations report ready. The fleet is in optimal position." Thompson looked directly into the screen, meeting the alien commander's multiple eyes. "You came to our home. You killed our people. You thought us weak because we let you see only what we wanted you to see. That was your mistake. These threats are pointless," the alien commander snarled. "We will activate Prometheus," Thompson ordered. "Full power." The alien commander's next words died in his throat as warnings began blaring throughout his fleet. In the depths of space, hidden satellites and stations that had been invisible to alien scans suddenly powered up, their ancient technology coming to life. The trap was set. Now, the real battle would begin. 20 years earlier, in the frozen wastes of Antarctica, Tom Walker stood at the edge of the massive pit, his breath forming clouds in the freezing air. The excavation site stretched nearly a mile wide, machines and workers looking tiny against the sheer walls of ice. But it wasn't the size that made this dig special. It was what they had found beneath all that ice. Still can't believe it, can you? Dr. Anna Miller walked up beside him, her red parka bright against the white landscape. An alien facility, perfectly preserved in the ice for thousands of years. Below them, teams of scientists and engineers worked around a dark metal structure that seemed to absorb the light. Its smooth surface showed no signs of the countless years it had spent buried in ice. This wasn't just any alien facility. It was a weapons platform, and it held secrets that would change everything. The gravitational readings are off the charts again, Anna said, checking her tablet. Whatever power source they used, it's still active after all this time. Tom nodded, remembering the day they first activated one of the smaller devices. They had expected it to be dead, just another ancient artifact. Instead, it had lifted a 10-ton block of ice as easily as lifting a feather. "Have you solved the control interface?" he asked. Anna smiled. "Better. We've fully mapped the operating principles. This isn't just a weapon, Tom. It's a complete gravity manipulation system. They used it for everything: defense, construction, even space travel." Teams of workers carried equipment into the facility through the main entrance they had carved out of the ice. Inside, more scientists worked to understand every aspect of the alien technology. The world's governments had kept this discovery secret, knowing what it could mean for humanity's future. The simulation results came back. Anna continued, pulling up new data on her tablet. "If we build a network of these devices in orbit, we could create gravitational fields strong enough to tear apart a fleet of ships. But that's not even the best part." Tom turned to her, raising an eyebrow. "The fields are completely invisible to normal sensors. Anyone scanning Earth would never know the network was there until it was too late." In the years that followed, humanity worked tirelessly. The world's best engineers and scientists reverse-engineered every piece of the ancient technology. Factories, hidden underground and beneath the seas, produced components that were launched into orbit under the cover of regular satellite missions. Tom and Anna led the project, working with military leaders like James Thompson, who was then a young colonel. They knew that humanity wasn't alone in the universe, and not all aliens would come in peace. Now, 20 years later, Tom stood in a hidden control room beneath the Antarctic facility. Screens showed the alien fleet in orbit, still unaware of the trap they had walked into. He touched the communication panel. "Admiral Thompson, Antarctic Control. All systems are green. The network is fully powered and ready." "Good to hear your voice, old friend," Thompson replied. "Dr. Miller." Anna's voice came through from another station. "Power levels are optimal. We've mapped their fleet's structural weaknesses. The gravitational fields will tear them apart if they don't retreat." Tom watched the alien ships on his screen, remembering all the years of preparation. The aliens thought Earth was defenseless, had no idea that humans had found and mastered technology their own species might never have imagined. 20 years, he muttered to himself. 20 years of preparing for this moment. The ancient facility hummed beneath his feet, its power flowing up through the hidden network of satellites. Humanity had found this gift from the past, and they had done what humans did best: learned from it, improved it, and prepared to use it to defend their home. On his screen, the alien fleet hung in space, about to learn a very hard lesson about underestimating humanity. The real test of Project Prometheus was about to begin. The first attack came without warning. The Dominion fleet's energy weapons lit up the darkness of space, targeting Earth's visible defense stations. The orbital platforms, simple satellites with basic weapons, exploded in brilliant flashes of light. In Earth Defense Command, Admiral Thompson watched calmly as the aliens destroyed the decoy stations. Captain White monitored the incoming data, his fingers moving quickly across his control panel. "Sir, they're taking the bait," White reported. "Their fleet is spreading out to attack our remaining visible defenses." Thompson nodded. "Just as we planned." "How many ships have moved into the target zone?" 60% of their fleet, sir. They're positioning themselves for a full attack run on our major cities. The alien commander's face appeared on the main screen again, his multiple eyes gleaming with satisfaction. Your pathetic defenses fall before us like leaves in the wind. Surrender now, and we will spare your largest cities. Thompson checked his tactical display. More of the alien ships were moving into position, spreading out in a classic attack formation. They had no idea they were positioning themselves exactly where Earth wanted them. No response, Admiral. The alien commander mocked. Perhaps you need more convincing. He gestured to someone off-screen. Target their atmospheric defense stations. Let them watch as we strip away their last line of protection. Energy beams lanced down from the fleet, destroying the visible defense platforms in Earth's atmosphere. Each explosion lit up the sky like artificial stars, visible to millions of people below. Lisa Reed, at her communications station, reported, "Sir, global panic is starting to spread. News networks are broadcasting the explosions." "Let them watch," Thompson said quietly. "Let everyone see what happens next." He pressed a button on his command console. "All stations, status report." The responses came in quick succession. Antarctic Control, ready. Pacific Command, ready. Atlantic Network, ready. Lunar Base, ready. The alien commander started speaking again, but Thompson cut the transmission. He looked at his tactical display one final time. 80% of the alien fleet had now moved into the optimal position. Send to all Earth forces. Operation Prometheus is now active. Authorization code, Leonidas. Deep in space, invisible to the alien sensors, thousands of hidden satellites powered up. The gravity manipulation technology, reverse-engineered from the Antarctic discovery, came to life. Each satellite was small, but together they formed a web that could control the very fabric of space around Earth. "Sir," Captain White called out, "alien fleet is beginning their main attack run. They're launching fighters." Thompson took a deep breath. "Activate the gravity web." Full power. The effect was instant. The first wave of alien fighters suddenly stopped, caught in invisible fields of crushing gravity. Their sleek ships crumpled like paper, metal and energy shields alike useless against the fundamental force of gravity itself. In the main fleet, larger ships began to groan as gravitational forces pulled at them from multiple directions. Their own mass, once an advantage, now became their greatest weakness. "Sir," Lisa's voice was excited, "we're getting transmissions from multiple alien ships. They're asking what's happening." On the tactical display, the red dots representing enemy ships began to shift, trying to escape the invisible net closing around them. But the more they struggled, the more the gravity fields intensified. "Send to all alien vessels," Thompson ordered. "This is Earth Defense Command. You were warned. This is your last chance to surrender and retreat." The alien commander's face appeared one more time on the main screen, but now his arrogance was replaced with shock. What kind of weapons are these?" "Our shields. They do nothing." "Not weapons," Thompson corrected him. "Just gravity. A force as old as the universe itself. You should have listened to our warning." Around the alien fleet, space itself seemed to bend and twist as Project Prometheus reached full power. The real battle for Earth was about to begin. Chaos erupted across the alien fleet as invisible forces pulled their ships in multiple directions. Their mighty vessels, each the size of a small city, groaned under the strain of conflicting gravitational fields. In the Antarctic Control Center, Tom Walker monitored the power readings from the satellite network. "Gravity fields are holding steady," he reported to Admiral Thompson through the comlink. "Their shields can't adapt because there's nothing to block. It's pure gravitational force." Dr. Anna Miller's voice joined in, multiple alien ships showing signs of structural failure. Their hull design never considered this kind of stress. In Earth Defense Command, Thompson watched as the first major alien vessel broke apart. The massive ship split down the middle, its crew evacuating in escape pods that were quickly caught in the same gravitational web that had destroyed their mothership. "Sir," Captain White called out, "we're detecting energy buildup in several enemy vessels. They're trying to use their weapons." The alien ships fired their energy weapons, but the beams curved and twisted in the distorted space around them. Some shots even curved back to hit their own ships, their shields already strained by the gravity fields. "They still don't understand," Thompson said quietly. "Their technology means nothing against a fundamental force of nature." On the tactical display, more red dots representing enemy ships began to disappear. Some were destroyed, crushed by the increasing gravitational pressure. Others managed to limp away from the gravity web, their hulls damaged beyond repair. "Admiral," Lisa Reed's voice was urgent. "We're picking up communications between their ships. Their command structure is breaking down. Lower-ranked captains are calling for retreat." The alien commander's face appeared on screen again, but this time his composure was completely gone. "What is this power? How can primitives like you possess such weapons?" "We tried to warn you," Thompson replied calmly. "Earth is not defenseless. We never were." In space, the scene was spectacular. Alien ships tried desperately to escape, their engines straining against the invisible forces holding them. The smaller vessels that had spread out earlier were now trapped in pocket gravity wells, unable to assist their larger companions. "Sir," Captain White reported, "their fleet formation is completely broken. 30% of their ships have been destroyed or disabled. Another 40% are showing critical damage." Dr. Miller's voice came through again. "Admiral, we've detected a weakness in their flagship's design. The gravity stress is causing their main power core to become unstable. If we adjust the gravity fields just right." "Do it," Thompson ordered. The satellite network shifted its focus, creating a complex pattern of gravitational forces around the alien flagship. The massive vessel began to twist, its hull plates buckling under the pressure. "This is impossible," the alien commander shouted through the video link. "We are the Dominion. We have conquered 100 worlds." "And now you've met Earth," Thompson replied. "For the last time, retreat or be destroyed." The alien commander's response was cut short as his ship's power core began to overload. Emergency alarms could be heard in the background of his transmission. Through the command center's windows, the staff could see flashes of light in the night sky as more alien ships succumbed to the gravity fields. Earth's conventional forces, fighters and ships that had remained hidden, now moved in to disable the struggling enemy vessels. "Admiral," Lisa called out, "more alien ships are breaking ranks. They're not waiting for orders anymore. They're running." Thompson watched as the mighty alien fleet, which had arrived with such confidence, began to fall apart. Some ships were crushed by gravity, others fled in panic, and still others drifted powerless in space. The battle was turning, but it wasn't over yet. The alien commander's flagship still hung in orbit, its power core growing more unstable by the second. What happened next would determine not just the fate of the battle, but Earth's place in the galaxy. The alien commander's flagship hung in space, its hull glowing red from the stress of fighting against the gravity fields. Inside Earth Defense Command, Admiral Thompson watched as the massive ship struggled against the inevitable. "Status report," Thompson ordered, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. "Their power core is reaching critical levels," Dr. Miller reported from her station. "The gravitational stress is causing a cascade failure in their main systems. They have maybe 10 minutes before total collapse." The alien commander's face appeared on screen again. His ceremonial armor was cracked, and blood from an unknown color trickled from a cut above his multiple eyes. "You think you've won," he snarled. "I'll show you the true power of the Dominion." The flagship's engines suddenly flared to life, burning with an intensity that threatened to tear the ship apart. Despite the crushing gravitational forces, the massive vessel began to move. "Sir," Captain White's voice was urgent, They're diverting all power to their main weapon. Energy readings are off the charts. Tom Walker's voice cut in from Antarctic Control. The gravity field won't hold them much longer at that power output. They're going to break free. Thompson studied the tactical display, watching as the flagship fought against Project Prometheus. The alien commander was willing to destroy his own ship just to prove a point. All stations, full power to the gravity net, Thompson ordered. Concentrate everything on their weapon systems. The invisible web of gravitational forces tightened. The flagship's hull began to buckle, but still its weapon continued to charge. "Admiral," Lisa Reed called out, "we're receiving transmissions from the remaining alien fleet. They're begging their commander to stop. They're saying the power buildup will destroy everything in orbit." The alien commander laughed, a harsh sound filled with desperation. "If we cannot have this world, then no one will. Fire the main cannon." Energy surged through the flagship's systems. The massive weapon began to glow, preparing to release enough power to devastate Earth's surface. "Dr. Miller," Thompson called out, "we need options. The power buildup is making their core unstable," she replied quickly. "If we can create a focused gravity spike right at their weapon's emission point." "Do it," Thompson ordered. "All stations, prepare for emergency maneuvers." The satellite network shifted its focus, creating an intense point of gravitational force directly in front of the flagship's main weapon. The alien ship's hull screamed under the pressure, metal twisting and breaking. "Commander," one of the alien bridge officers could be heard shouting, "the weapon is backfiring. The gravity field is forcing the energy back into the ship." The alien commander's face showed pure rage. "Impossible. We are the Dominion. We cannot be defeated by primitives." "Sir," Captain White reported, "their power core is going critical. The weapon feedback is causing a chain reaction." Thompson opened a channel to all Earth forces. "All ships, fall back. Get clear of the detonation zone." On the main screen, the alien commander stood up, his multiple eyes blazing. "You may have won this battle, humans, but the Dominion will." His words were cut off as the flagship's power core finally gave out. The massive ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light, the detonation amplified by the gravitational fields still surrounding it. Debris scattered across space, much of it burning up in Earth's atmosphere like artificial shooting stars. In the aftermath, the remaining alien ships hung motionless, their commanders waiting in terror for Earth's next move. "Sir," Lisa said quietly, "we're receiving surrender signals from all remaining enemy vessels." Thompson nodded slowly. The battle was nearly over, but one final message needed to be sent, not just to these aliens, but to the entire galaxy. Earth was no longer a primitive world to be conquered. It was a force to be reckoned with. The sun rose over Earth, its light reflecting off the debris of shattered alien ships still orbiting the planet. In Earth Defense Command, Admiral Thompson stood before the main screen, addressing the commanders of the surviving alien vessels. "Your fleet is defeated. Your commander is dead. You have two choices," Thompson stated firmly. "Surrender and be escorted from our solar system, or share your commander's fate." The alien captains, their once proud demeanor replaced with shock and fear, didn't take long to decide. One by one, they transmitted their surrender codes. "All ships are powering down weapons," Admiral, Captain White reported. "They're falling into the escort formation as ordered." Dr. Anna Miller's voice came through from Antarctic Control. "Admiral, we've finished analyzing their ship data. The Dominion has attacked and conquered over 100 worlds. They've never been defeated before today." Thompson nodded slowly. "And that's exactly why we need to send a message. Lisa, is the broadcast ready?" "Yes, sir," Lisa Reed replied from her station. "We're connected to their long-range communication network. The whole galaxy will see this." Thompson straightened his uniform and faced the camera. The broadcast began, transmitting across the vast network of alien communication relays that stretched throughout the galaxy. To all spacefaring civilizations, he began, "Today the Dominion fleet attacked Earth, believing us to be primitive and defenseless. They ignored our warnings. They threatened our people. Now their fleet lies in ruins, defeated by technology they never saw coming." The camera switched to showing recordings of the battle. The alien ships being crushed by invisible forces, their weapons useless, their mighty fleet broken by Earth's hidden strength. "Let this serve as a message," Thompson continued. "Earth is not primitive. We are not defenseless. We do not seek war, but we will defend ourselves with everything we have. Remember what happened here today." In the Antarctic facility, Tom Walker watched the broadcast while monitoring the Gravity satellite network. "Think they'll get the message?" he asked Dr. Miller, who stood beside him. "They'd better," she replied, checking the readings from their captured alien databases. "According to this, there are at least a dozen other empires out there, some even bigger than the Dominion. They'll all see this." Back in Earth Defense Command, Thompson watched as Earth's ships escorted the defeated alien vessels toward the edge of the solar system. The gravity weapons remained active, a constant reminder of what would happen if they tried anything. "Sir," Lisa called out, "we're getting responses to the broadcast. Hundreds of them. From all over the galaxy. Different species, different civilizations. They're all watching." Captain White smiled at his console. "Bet they're reconsidering their own invasion plans right about now." Thompson allowed himself a small smile. The victory wasn't just about defeating the Dominion. It was about changing humanity's place in the galaxy. No longer would Earth be seen as an easy target for alien empires. "Dr. Miller," he called over the comm, "how are the Antarctica facilities doing?" "Better than ever," she replied. "We've learned more about the gravity technology from this battle than we did in 20 years of research. We're already working on improvements." The last of the alien ships disappeared into deep space, carrying tales of their defeat to the far corners of the galaxy. Earth's gravity satellites settled into their hidden orbits again, invisible but ready. In cities around the world, people cheered and celebrated. Humanity had faced its first major alien threat and emerged victorious. The secret of the Antarctica discovery was now public, but it didn't matter anymore. Earth had proved itself. "Admiral," Lisa said softly, "what do you think happens next?" Thompson looked at the star-filled display screen, thinking about all the civilizations out there that had just watched Earth defeat the undefeatable Dominion. "Now," he replied, "we take our place among the stars. Not as conquerors, not as victims, but as equals, and anyone who thinks otherwise." He gestured at the debris still visible in orbit. "Well, they can ask the Dominion how that works out."